Welcome to the Completely Unnecessary Podcast for November 9th. It's a Tuesday, 2021. That's my compadre, Ian Ferguson.
It's me.
I'm Pat Contry. On the show today, we'll be talking about lots of fun stuff, like what I did this past weekend at Retro World Expo, for example, in beautiful Connecticut. We'll be talking about the 8-Bit Christmas movie trailer. Is it nostalgia bait? Is it? We might have a scumbag stuff of the week, and of course, Patreon stuff and voicemails. Ian, how was your weekend?
It was Jesus. What did I do this weekend?
It was Jesus.
It was Jesus.
Went to church.
I didn't do much this weekend. I slept until like 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday.
What?
I was so tired.
What time did you go to bed? Like 6?
I didn't fall asleep until like 6:30 or 7. I tried, but it didn't work. My sleep has been absolutely positively awful.
You shouldn't just lay up in bed. You should make your mind active. I like to like either play Zynga poker, just get my mind off something, watch TV, and then usually your mind just turns off after a while. At least mine does. It'll be like, okay, you're taxing your mind more playing like not League of Legends, Jesus Christ, the fucking great game I play that sponsored me.
Raid Shadow Legends.
So that'll put me to sleep.
That's good. Next time you get an advertisement for them, just be like, it's great for going to bed.
Well, no, I mean, it taxes your mind a little bit. You're upgrading your artifacts and stuff. You have to swap out your champions as you know what I mean?
I should probably start another game of Pokemon. One of the portable ones. Any of them, really. Those types of grindy games are pretty good about putting me into a lull where I can maybe fall asleep.
So that's what you did this weekend?
I did fuck all this weekend.
And you saw a movie.
I did see a movie, which you can find out. I saw it last night in Soho. We talk about that on the bonus bits. The bonus bits.
This week is movie reviews. I also talk about Snake Eyes G.I. Joe Origins I saw on the plane. Go to patreon.com/CU podcast. You can check that out there. I went to Retro World Expo, first time in 3 years I went there. Thanks for having me back in Hartford, Connecticut, the insurance capital of the world. When you go into Hartford, it's a strange city because it's all woods up there in Connecticut. But then you get to the city of Hartford, it's all these financial buildings. That's like it's all these big financial buildings. Not a lot of I want to say character to it, except like it's financial buildings. This is where big business happens. This is where life insurance gets peddled, and this is where it happens.
In Connecticut.
Connecticut. That's right. You put that C in there. You always forget. It was interesting. It was great. Lots of TurboGrafx games. Whenever you go to the one in Connecticut, for some reason, I don't know, because they had more money there, but like there's always like 5 or 6 vendors that have a good amount of TurboGrafx games. Huh. I'm serious. There's always like talk about the one guy I think I told you about that. Like I think I met the one guy years back. He's like, oh yeah, I have the bone that the guy in the Bond costume was holding back at like CES 1991 or whatever. And he's serious. Like,
how the fuck does that shit not end up in a dump?
How do you not get the costume? If you get the bone, where's the costume? I want that big giant Bond costume. You can probably see pictures online. But anyway, there was like one vendor there who I purchased stuff from a few years ago. I think his name was Mike. Had 70% of a TurboGrafx set of a US one, like including the CDs. Like there's people like that they're that hardcore into it that'll have like the OEM new old stock of like the car adapter for the Turbo Express, but it's like this like nondescript box that was probably almost like I don't know where you'd find that. You know what I mean? So stuff like that. He's also the person I purchased. I finally come down the karaoke CD that came with the TurboGrafx CD set.
Nice.
You couldn't find that. So just stuff like that. I bought some Super Nintendo games from Daryl, who follows us. And is a good guy. I also saw him at Too Many Games, and of course I got my friend.
Oh, the Buffalo guy.
Buffalo, yeah. Not the Buffalo guy, Buffalo. And then went to my friendlies.
Mm-hmm. What'd you get?
Don't ever say, Pat, in the future, remember what happens every time you get the large peanut butter cup sundae. Stick with the medium, my friend. So I got the large peanut butter cup sundae, and boy, I think what did me in was this. There was a pool of the chocolate sauce / peanut butter sauce, like a pool of it on the one side. And I just dove it right in without even trying to mix it.
You got it.
And that hit my stomach, and it was a minor volcanic eruption. I could feel it bubbling up my esophagus. I could feel it coming up, and I was just like, and that was right after we went to the all-you-can-eat sushi, which was good. So I was like, oh, that's a mistake. So they need something in between the medium and large. They need like a 70% of the large. They need like a medium. No, it's a small medium. They need a Marge. They need a Marge.
A Marge?
They need a Marge. The problem is there's no small. So like I really need like a true medium because I think the medium is closer to a small. I need a true medium at Friendlies. But thank you, Friendlies, for liking that tweet of me coming back with my psychotic look. And I hung out with, I hadn't seen Norm, gaming historian, since August 2019. It was great seeing my buddy.
I missed that guy.
Saw Pixel Dan again. Saw my con wifey. Antoinette came Saturday night. She couldn't come to the event. Hung out with Metal Jesus. He came to sushi with us. Good to see Metal Jesus there. And everyone else that comes out. Destiny FOMO, who just texted me before starting saying, I hope you have an Amico day. They say that's supposed to be a good thing. So, and Destiny gave me the physical product from the Amico. She was it's all on the chair there. You can see how I made sure I bubble wrapped them for extra protection because they're so freaking thin. Oh, he's going over to grab it. You don't have to go.
Just keep talking.
Okay, so you complain when I get off camera here. So we'll see what happens if I do anything with that. We'll see if I do a proper review or what have you. Be careful, Ian. If you like touch it the wrong way, it'll disintegrate. That car stock is like 1990 Upper Deck stock baseball cards. Yeah, isn't that great?
Wow, impressive.
Impressive. You're gonna show one? You're gonna show my favorite, Evel Knievel? Don't put it. No, we're not putting it out. We're not putting that out. We're not putting out. But yeah, so thank you, Destiny, for getting me that. It was nice to see Destiny. I hadn't seen her since Long Island a couple of years ago. Yeah, that's what I did this weekend.
Neat.
Fun. I have one more event I'm going to. Just announced. I'll be at I don't want to say it correctly. If I say it wrong, it could be weird. SAC Gamers Expo, December 18th and 19th in Sacramento, California. I will be there. We just dotted the I's, crossed the T's. I will be there December 18th and 19th, the weekend before Christmas. So come out to Sacramento. I've never been to Sacramento. Maybe I'll see a Kings game while I'm there. That's also the weekend, though, that Spider-Man No Way Home comes out. And spoilers have come out. Spoilers. So John Campia, who's one of like the he's like one of those like movie podcasts. He's one of the bigger guys he tweeted out a couple of pictures, and watermarked them with his name. I'm not sure why he did that because Disney's on his probably gonna be on his ass. He was forced to delete I think the photos, but they're out there. Delete the tweets. So it's confirmed, spoilers, unless it's wrong, that you will get you are getting a multiverse movie. That's been confirmed, but you're going to get multiple Spider-Man in that movie, which was, they've done a great job not getting that information out. Like, but the leaks have come out here and there. Like, oh, is that picture of Andrew Garfield? Is that CG? Is that real or not? Like, it's like a 2-second video clip that looks really good, but could be CG if you hire someone that's good at it. You know, it's like people are questioning themselves, but I think they're going to be in the movie. So there you go. So there you go, Ian. I'm happy about that.
Yeah. Get fucking pumped.
Nostalgia hit me. Nostalgia from 2002.
Yep.
This nostalgia from 2014 when we last saw Andrew Garfield. 7-year nostalgia.
God, 7-year nostalgia. I played some Mario Party this weekend. That's actually kind of what I did more than anything.
But you already went through your weekend. You can't go back. Well, you can talk about it real quick.
Well, yeah, Mario Party. The new Mario Party Superstars came out. I picked it up. I don't know why I picked it up because in general, I really want see one of those open.
It's so cheap.
Yeah, I mean,
so
sealed
cheap.
Doesn't do anything for me. I wanted to actually be able to gauge the quality of the card stock. You don't need to leave them sealed, Pat. You can open one.
Oh, they're gonna get opened.
So I generally don't like Mario Party because I hate playing with against the computer and the computer cheats. Finding 4 people to sit down and play Mario Party with is not always the easiest time, and the game is really nothing but luck. That said, I bought it because I wanted to play online. They added online play to it. They actually patched it into Super Mario Party a couple months ago in preparation for this. I always said that I'd try the series again if it had multiplayer, so I did. And it's fun. It's a great way to kill an hour. I like the board selection. I like the minigame choices. I even like the stickers. Stickers are how you communicate online. You can unlock them and it's just little pictures with words so you can communicate in simple ways online. The only problem is like Nintendo constantly does really stupid fucking shit. And one of the things they've done for this game is they put a bonus star in there.
Okay.
Bonus stars being the stars that are like awarded to you after the game's over. A lot of times it's for winning the most mini games or having the most coins or something like that.
Sure.
There's a bonus star that you can only win if you have used the most stickers.
If you use the most stickers.
If you use the most stickers. So that means every once in a while when you sign online, you find a game where the people just spam fucking stickers the entire time you play. So it's just noises and images flashing in the upper corner the entire time because they're hoping, against hope, that maybe that'll be one of the bonus stars at the end of the game. It's not always there.
I'm trying to understand this. So who flashes them? The game flashes them to make
Game shows you the screen.
Okay.
4 players.
Okay.
You use a sticker, it shows a picture with a word underneath it, like a picture of a Koopa that says, "Oh no," or something like that. There is a bonus star you can win for using the most stickers, which leads to people just spamming fucking stickers.
In that one game.
Yeah.
Okay. In that particular game. Okay.
Well, no, I mean, it can be all the games. You don't know if it's a bonus star until the end of the game. So you have a lot of people who just spam stickers the entire time they play an online game in the hopes of maybe that bonus star being one of the stars that's up for grabs at the end of the game.
The special star.
Yeah.
Got it. So then so in the game, it's just you see all these annoying stickers being thrown
It's just
out?
noises. It's just fucking Mario noises.
It doesn't do anything to the game experience besides annoy you.
Except for annoy the fuck out of you.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I was going to say, that's almost like a pay-to-win mechanic, but it's like a play-to-win sort of thing because you got to get more stickers.
But it's annoying. In its normal form, it's kind of fun. The first like 4 or 5 games I played, I didn't have anyone like that, and people just used the stickers to communicate. And then I logged in one game, and I figured there'd be trolls who would do it at some point. But yeah, literally just spam them the whole time. I'm like,
so if you get the special star, what do you redeem that for?
It's at the end of you don't redeem it for anything. Most stars is how you win the game.
Oh, so why would using the stickers get you the thing to win?
Because there's all sorts. Are you not listening to me? There's all sorts of random bonus stars that you can be awarded at the end of the game. You play Mario Party, you go around the board, you use the coins to buy stars to win.
I get that. I know.
At
you get
the
stars.
end,
Okay.
Then they can award you bonus stars. You don't always get all the bonus stars. It's random things they pick.
Okay.
So sometimes they'll award a star for the person who won the most mini games.
Okay. So
sometimes they'll award a star for the person who moved the most spaces.
So there's no guarantee they're going to get a bonus star for using the most stickers, but they might get one.
But they might get one.
And that one could tilt the game in their balance at the end.
Yes. So they spend the entire hour-long game hitting the button and making the fucking noise while the sticker flashes.
So it's not even guaranteed.
No.
That's ridiculous.
I don't know why Nintendo would do that.
No, I know what the stars do in Mario Party. I'm just wondering, like, was it guaranteed? Was it a special star? It's just
not
one.
It's one potential star.
Listen to you, Ian. Sometimes I don't listen, but I was listening to this.
One potential
I know the
bonus
structure of
star.
Mario Party. I know the structure.
So it doesn't even always come up. You have
Okay.
no idea if they're going to do it or not.
Gotcha.
Anyways, it's fun to play with friends. The online is really good. If you get disconnected, it'll reconnect you to your game, which is pretty great.
Okay.
Yep, that happened once during a game. Someone got disconnected, and I was like, fuck, it's down to just 2 of us. And I was like, well, am I going to leave? And then the person reconnected.
So overall, it's been okay, the multiplayer?
Yeah, it's been impressive.
Didn't we read something about they are upgrading their servers or something in the future? Or we're going to Nintendo? They were like moving into the 21st century?
Maybe.
I think I saw something about that. Like they're finally upgrading like the back end on something.
We hope. Metal Gear Solid games are getting taken down from digital storefronts.
Why, Ian?
For historical footage usage. So Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 specifically are the ones that they're saying are being taken down. I think it also says in this list that Metal Gear Solid 1 HD edition is being taken down. And it's for like scenes, they use some historical footage of like the Cold War and things like that. With this article on Kotaku, shows a good description of it.
It's old, just like footage you see like on the march, and you go to the movie theater, like what's going on over in Europe, or what's going on. That's all it is.
But for whatever reason, Konami, I guess, did not do those rights in perpetuity.
There's like a rocket launch being shown that was probably like from like the 50s that I guess they didn't get the rights for forever, like late 50s, early 60s. It looks like a Russian cosmonaut. You know, for example, there's shots of like blueprints. I guess it's like almost like probably could be from propaganda short films or like government films being put out. Yeah, that's what this stuff is. There's one of the Berlin Wall. It looks like East Germany. Food papers getting handed out with saying crisis. So this is old footage. This is stuff that's fit. John F. Kennedy. I'm looking at here. So I guess they didn't get the rights forever. And I didn't know that. I don't know much about the Metal Gear Solid story, but I guess I didn't know how much they fit in real world events into the lore. I know yet. So anyway, this is going to affect like it looks like every single version of Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3. On PlayStation, Xbox 360, it's coming down. 3DS, good old games, NVIDIA Shield versions of 2 and 3. That's nuts.
They all say, or that article says that Konami says it's a temporary takedown. So they obviously have some sort of plan to get them back up, but I don't know what they're going to do. They're just going to remove that. They're just going to
cut them out. Just do a blank screen.
Do a hand-drawn version.
Hand-drawn
version? I don't know.
I guess it's not, it's not fair use, I'm guessing then. And then I guess the license isn't Creative Commons, or it's just like, oh, just attribute it. It's weird. Yeah, I'm watching this cutscene. It's a long cutscene, and then it goes to, I guess that Solid Snake dropping out of an airplane. And like I said, I didn't know nothing about this series, but I'm just surprised at how much they worked real world stuff. It's like there's like this old doctor that worked on this old rocket tech. That's how they built this in. But yeah, there's like a good few minutes of like old footage in there. So grab your old physical copies. Grab your old versions, Ian.
Billions of them.
All billions of them.
Speaking of billions, Sega put Sega's contemplating putting $1 billion into its Super Game.
$1 billion.
Its Super Game initiative.
Oh my God.
Which I still don't know a whole lot about. Sega's been talking about this Super Game initiative for like the past year. And honestly, it sounds like a lot of hopes and wishes and not a lot of we talk a lot about people on this show that have lots of ideas that don't go anywhere. It's not just enough to have hopes and dreams.
Study the possibility of investing close to $1 billion. Does Sega have $1 billion in cash laying around? I'll just ask that.
I don't know.
Can I look that up? Can someone fact check me on the internet?
But they are destined. So what Japan is saying is, or what Sega is saying is that they are destined to create a great world title. A great world title focused on the pillars of globality, online, community, and the use of IP in the company's annual report. They want to invest up to 100 billion yen. It's nearly $1 billion US dollars in the next 5 years to achieve the Super Game initiative. So within 5 years, Sega is saying they're going to bring out the video game to end all video games, the Super Game. That's what Sega is saying.
Is this what Microsoft was helping with their team up?
No. Well,
stuff?
I mean that was also announced. They can develop titles on the Azure platform, but again, that doesn't sound like much other than marketing to me. It doesn't sound like anything very specific.
Focus on the pillars of globality. Globality is a word. Online community. And use of the IP. What?
So, yeah.
But we don't know what it's going to be.
Nope, we have no idea. It's just a lot of talk. It's a lot of talk.
You know what, Sega? I try to be kind to you folks.
No, you don't. You don't try to be kind to Sega at all.
You're putting on a T for us, at least for me. You're putting on a T. I'm just swinging away. Come on, Sega. Super Game Initiative. That's the name to the Super Game Initiative.
I would love to see it.
That's like one of those like booths you see at E3 like in the early 90s in the corner, or the ones that Sean Baby used to talk about. It's a Super Game that we're selling. We're selling the Super Game.
It's really just an LCD Tetris clone.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's the Super Game.
Super Game 1000.
You get those 1983 Famicom games on there. The Super Game, all in one. It's very super at ultimatenintendo.com. It's very super there. Don't even much to play with there. There you can get super RBI baseball stickers, which sold out Saturday afternoon in Connecticut. You can get the NES Super Nintendo.
I mean, there's still plenty of them here.
Yeah, but I mean, they sold out in person. Yeah, there's.
How many did you take?
I took like 20. They all sold out. You get the enamel pins, which the See You Podcast pins sold out in Connecticut. We got a bunch more. So we got our goods there. I'm gonna be on Twitch Wednesday night. Ian may show up.
No, I won't.
Twitch.tv/Country Code, watching 80s, 90s, and 70s commercials. All the hits, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and today.
You've really broadened it.
I did. I had to. I'm running on 80s commercials. And then I'm on Cameo, cameo.com/PatCountry for all your well-wishing needs there.
9-foot joystick?
What?
9-foot joystick?
That's what you're packing, Ian?
Yeah. 9-foot Atari video game joystick claims the record as the world's largest. And then there's a picture of two girls operating the joystick at La Borel Art and Industrial Creation Center, March 31st in Asturias, Spain. So that's where it is. It's Spain.
It says 2007, though, so this isn't new?
2021 is when the article was written. 9-foot tall video game joystick made of wood, rubber, and steel has made it into the Guinness World Records. 2020 is the largest. I suddenly don't care about this article anymore.
Because of the Guinness book?
Because of Guinness, yeah. Because this joystick's been around
Can you
since
stick to
20...
beer? Just stick to beer, Guinness, and we'll be fine. The hokey world record stuff is passe at this point.
We don't need it anymore. We have the internet. We no longer need books of weird facts to fucking...
We know who the oldest people are on Earth, and right now I think it's like 117 years old or 118. It's always women outlive the men.
Is it?
Yeah, the oldest person's always a woman.
I always like the old people who are like, a shot of whiskey is what kept me alive every day.
It's like, yeah, maybe, but it's just genetics. But yeah, because some people say, oh, I know my grandfather lived to be 102 and smoked a pack a day. It's like, yeah, but you're going to usually die if you do that. So it's not a good example.
I swear, it's 3 slices of bacon, 2 pieces of black toast,
some peanut butter in my face,
unsweetened coffee, and a shot of whiskey every night at 6:45.
There you go. That's a good life, though.
It is.
It's not a bad life.
I mean, except for the extra black toast. I like my toast extra toasty, but I don't need it black.
No, you want it golden. You want it golden.
I want dark brown.
But you don't go black. Though.
No.
Anyway, go back to the joystick, Ian.
I'm done with it. I don't care about it anymore. I don't care about it anymore.
Sabotaging the CU podcast. To have this common pop culture artifact just erupt in the middle of a space and allow people to play something familiar, yet not
Sounds
familiar,
phallic.
was exciting. Don't make it weird.
Erupt.
Said Flanagan, an artist who was chair of Dartmouth's Film and Media Studies and the
turgid eruption
and the Sherman Fairchild Distinguished Professor in Digital Humanities. That's great. It toured Spain, the UK, and the US. Well, in the National Video Museum, they have the giant Pong set up.
Yeah.
Is it the biggest Pong in the world?
Maybe.
It's now in a permanent collection in Germany. Even if I ever get to Germany, I will take a picture handling the 9-foot joystick.
Yeah.
Please get there.
Please show me your skills.
I am part German, so
you stick jockey.
You want to talk crypto arcade and crypto guy affecting pinball prices? Please don't say no, because otherwise, what are we doing?
I literally thought you got rid of this because it was so old. So crypto arcade, crypto guy affecting pinball prices. This goes back to, this is an article about the auction that happened in Banning about 2 months ago. And it just talks a little bit about how the prices went through the roof, something that was brought to our attention at the time.
It was stuff being auctioned from the Museum of Pinball that was closing.
Yes. So something like Tales of the Arabian Nights, which might fetch about $8,000 right now, went for $14,000. Yeah. Back to the Future, which has never been a particularly sought after or expensive pinball machine this point is going for much higher than it was when I got into it, but $3,600 to $4,100 at Banning. It also moved for $14,000.
And $14,000 used to be like the upper echelon price. Like those were the most expensive pinball machines.
Right.
They used to be like those most coveted ones would be that, like the ones that are like that, like the freaking mid valley one, that the Cactus Canyon one. Like that's the stuff that was like hard to find that would go for a lot of money usually because it's coveted and it's fun. Something like Back to the Future was never on people's hit list of pinball machines.
No,
never. For example.
But so. A lot of people question why this was happening, and there's a few reasons. One that I think is a big one is you have new money and new people coming into this. There's an IGN article from the 5th of November on here.
Remember.
And it talks about... It talks to one banning bidder going by the name Blasco, who's actually been in this before, and this is not his first rodeo. He's bought machines, but one of the consensuses is that people who are just starting to kind of who have money, people who have made money, especially in cryptocurrencies, who have all this money overnight, money's not important to them.
No, it's almost like it's like imaginary.
The difference between $5K or 15K for them is the difference between me paying $5 for a sandwich or splurging and paying. I was going to say $10 for a sandwich, but even that, it's probably closer to me like paying $8 for a sandwich instead of $5. So you have people who come into these auctions, and I don't think it's money laundering or anything like that. It's just new people who have the money, they see what they want, and they want to ensure that they buy it.
Especially since they think everything's an investment. That's probably part of this as well.
I think part of that is too. So they see what they want, and they buy it. And the other benefit to this that we've kind of talked about before, and I'm not even, it's a shame because I'm never going to afford any of these fucking machines if this keeps going up this way. But we've talked about this before. If something goes for that high, and if the last known price is very high, and you're the person who buys it, you also have the benefit of, yeah, you paid more for it, but you've also put into the mind's eye, into the not mind's eye, but into the public eye, that this is what it's worth. You've started a paper trail to make this worth what you paid for it.
Perhaps the issue though with these is that this isn't like video games, because you can buy 100 video games and put them anywhere. You can't buy 100 pinball machines and put them anywhere. You know, that's the difference.
It's true, but
they're much harder to ship around, obviously, and to maintain.
I have to be honest. 10 years ago, I swore to God pinball was going to crash for this exact reason, and it's still going up. I just don't think it's going to. I think people are looking at these things as truly limited at this point, and I think the prices are going to continue to go up on them. I don't know if they'll continue to skyrocket, but I don't think they're magically going to get cheaper.
How are you going to find people that are going to be willing to spend $14,000 on a Back to the Future pinball machine? How many people are out there willing to do that?
Well, I think this person just wants it.
But that's the point. So the next person that has one can see that and go, okay, I'm going to charge $14,000 for mine, and you'll be waiting years potentially, or maybe you have one person might be interested. Like, you need a sustainable pool of buyers. It goes back to the great games. You need a sustainable pool of buyers to keep the prices up.
Yes, I know.
If you price out people, there will be a crash. There has to be, because either the people hold on to them forever until they're dead, or they want to sell them and get money. That's it.
I agree. And I mean, at some point, maybe the price is going to come, but I don't think it's going to be anytime soon.
Well, not if you have these idiots that are doing this out there that have money that was created in Candyland, basically. That's what's basically been happening the past couple of years. Yeah, no. This is the mentality. He topped out on $8,000 purchase of a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles pinball machine, and claims to have had a huge bid in computer space, while regarded as the first commercial video arcade machine ever made, before getting outmaneuvered by another patron. I may have missed out on it. That piece might be worth $100,000 in a couple of years. And so that's the mentality that goes into this. So you're willing to spend a ton of money on something because, you know, you're thinking, well, I'm losing money by not overspending now. That's the mentality around this, and or with the greater games. I will spend through the nose on this, and you get into a bidding war with 2 or 3 people because they're thinking, wow, I didn't spend $20,000 on that. I lost out on $80,000 because in a couple of years ago. That's the mentality. It's not that I'm overspending now. I'm losing out on potential money down the road. That's what it is. It's pure speculative mindset. It's not collecting at that point. It's not.
The difference, though, is this guy Blasco, that's what this article states, is he's been doing this for a long time. He does collect. He just has the money to buy what he wants.
Sure.
I'm not saying that's everyone in this, but of the people who responded to the article, the one guy who actually does seem to have some legitimacy in the past as a collector.
No, I get that. But when you start saying things like that, well, it's going to be worth $100,000, you know what you're doing. You are putting it out there into the world. I'm not saying as a collector you shouldn't care about the price of what you're buying, but like if that's the main reason on some of this, you know, it is what it is. And then our buddy Steve Lynn commented saying this could be good overall because people will be valuing pinball more and looking into it. I mean, pinball's been pretty expensive for a while, but if everyone then turns up their old farmhouses and you know, in basements looking for their pinball machines, then it's good if it comes out. Yeah. But I think you will get a rush. This might create a rush of people saying, "Well, I might as well sell now. If I'm going to get $14,000 for a Back to the Future pinball machine that I spent maybe only $1,000 for 10 years ago, then why not do it?"
Yeah.
Like, why not?
He also makes a statement that very much is kind of in line with what we said earlier. You know, why would someone do it? The prices were so much higher than we used to. Well, you have to realize that to a lot of people are in a very different economic situation where 10,000 and 20,000 are the same. And it's true. I can't fathom that, but it's true. There are lots of people who are like that.
If you're a millionaire, if you're say your net worth on paper is like 15 million, we'll just say you want to buy some pinball machines. Yeah, it doesn't matter if I'm spending 5,000 or 10,000 more for a pinball machine.
Right.
It just doesn't.
You get what you want.
You get what you want. Then there was also in this article about one bidder got over 100.
Yeah.
110 games. One of the bidders did 110 games. That's like $1 million if they're not $1 million, Pat math. No, that's $1 million if they're 10,000 each. We'll just say That's hundreds of thousands of dollars. We'll just say that's hundreds of thousands of dollars. 100 pinball machines.
Yeah, and I think for a lot of people, they looked at this. They looked at this as convenience. They knew that since it was, it was this collection that the machines were going to be in good shape. It was one-stop shopping. They could go and do everything right there.
It's convenience.
It's convenience. They don't have to go elsewhere.
But I want 100 machines.
But I mean, to a regular person like me, that's like saying, I know that X, Y, or Z might be cheaper at grocery outlet, but I'm going to buy everything at Ralph's because it's one stop and I'm done.
Yeah. Of course, there is also a quote here about people getting caught up in the energy and fever. That is a thing. Psychology of bidding, especially more than you would.
I think a lot of people showed. I think when word got out about this auction, a lot of people with big pockets showed up and knew they were going to be spending a lot of money, and they knew they were going to be going over.
Or maybe we're just curious and said, "I'm going to get into this. Here's my chance. I'm a millionaire. I want to spend it." All right. Well, that's interesting. I just want a couple of pinball machines. I'd be happy with a couple eventually. Good thing I didn't buy that Big Lebowski. Good thing I didn't get it for 10 grand.
I'm so glad you fucking pumped the brakes on that, because you were very close to it, and I was like, dude, there's literally no track record to these people. I know the fucking license was cool, but I would not buy a pinball machine from someone who never did.
I got very close to putting that deposit. I don't think I've still played it yet.
I did. It's not great.
It's not great?
No, it's not great.
What a shame. You fucked up the best IP for potentially a pinball machine, or one of them. Man. Do you want to unbox one of these as a main topic or no? These physical products.
I just want to fucking feel it, man. But we don't have to unbox it for a main topic.
Okay, that might be a special video where I do that. The old cheating. But you want to talk about RFID encryption?
You can,
real quick.
Yeah, let's do it.
Slopes Game Room interviewed Intellivision CEO Tommy Tallarico. And there's not a huge amount I want to get into. It was 2 interviews. Part 1 was like 2 hours about Tommy's historic career and pretending he did a lot of work on Metroid Prime, even though he's not credited. Things like that, and blowing himself. And then the second interview was it another 2 hours of talking about the Amico? How can you talk to Tommy? 2 hours and 43 minutes talking about. What a saint, talking to Tommy for like 4 hours, 4 to 5 hours. How can you do that in one day and not want to just jump out a window? Anyway, so I don't want to get into a lot of it. But I'm going to play this quote here when asked about how, the protection on the RFID.
I feel like
cards.
the video really needs to be part of this too, because it's just like his face.
I'll show the video. I'll put it there when I play it.
People are asking in the chat, how is it encrypted?
Well, that's a silly question. I'm not going to answer that question. How is it encrypted?
No, but what I'm saying, I think, okay, so putting it like this. So basically, what they're saying is that I tap this on my system. There's something in there that's more than just Intellivision.com/RFID/biplanes ? Equals. There's something else. There's something else that's encrypting it.
Correct.
What can you explain what it is that's more than just that URL?
No, I wouldn't say that publicly. No, there's.
Idiot.
So okay, he's lying.
No trade secrets. No, you're just lying.
So what Slopes Gamer was probably to ask, like, what sort of like encryption protocol? Is it like 128-bit, 64? Right. That's what. Just something in general.
Not stuff that anyone's going to be able to use to hack your system, Tommy.
Like what's the protocol that has this encrypted? Like, what did you come up with? And Tommy, the visual I'll put there for you on the YouTube audience.
That's obviously not a tell. I don't know what is.
He doesn't know what to say and now he's trying to claim that there's something else on the RFID that would be encrypted, and the reader reads what's on the card. Right. It just reads it. That's what an RFID reader does. It just reads it.
It's not glossing over something else. It's not missing something.
You can't like trick the reader or have the reader do something that a reader doesn't do. There, it's a simple. Like you said, RFID holds simple codes. That's what they hold.
Yeah, like usually, I think the earlier format of it is like a 6-digit string, and then I think there's one that gets slightly more complicated, but it's very, very small.
So then it was brought up about the Amiibo, how they put protection on the packaging, so you can't just read it through the package. And Tom's response was, well, what we're doing. You don't need to do that. We basically have it figured out. That's why we didn't put protection on our package. It wasn't necessary. That's what Tommy said. It wasn't necessary because of their tech. He said a lot happens in 10 years with the technology that we haven't figured out. Okay. Trust if you can trust him. He also said this. I'm paraphrasing because people are talking about blockchain and NFTs and how it's not eco-friendly because all the huge amount of freaking energy uses for all this stuff. He basically says, well, that was like last year's news about it. He says he basically said their NFT will be eco-friendly. That's what Tommy said, without divulging what sort of blockchain tech it's on, or like there's no information on it. And this is what it comes down to. Either you have to take the CEO at his word or not, and whether or not you think he's built up the trust or has squandered it the past few years. That's what you have to decide out there on your own. Do you trust this man at this point to be telling you the truth? Yes or no? That's it. I mean, that's all I have to say.
Yeah.
About it.
That's pretty much it. I don't have any faith in
Do you trust Tommy Tallarico's track record of what he says coming out of his mouth is the truth at this point or not? Based upon everything we've seen in the past 3 years.
3 years, yeah.
That's all I'm going to say about that. Physical products, Ian. Remember, they were games at one point. Physical games. Never been done before.
Never been done. Except for DuckTales on the PS3 did it.
DuckTales did a physical product?
There's a case with a collectible pin inside and a code on a card.
So that's literally this.
Yes.
Except you get a coin instead of a pin.
And you get an RFID card, but it's still a code on a card.
A lenticular card as well. This is now costing upwards of $1.10 to produce this.
All right. Moving on.